Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in a series. Well, getting ready to assemble a new locomotive out of parts, so I figured I'd do a quick video just to document it. Now, this is an old motor I had, old single reduction motor. It's actually in overall fair condition. It had been stored poorly, and as you can see, all the rust, and the E unit was completely dead. So as you see, I've got this wired. I have not soldered it yet. I've done the bypass. I bypassed the E unit. So to do the bypass, to get these things running, you run a power line from the headlight to this side of the coil, run this side of the coil to the brushes. The motor will run forward. Now this actually runs quite well. I put a new light bulb in it. These are those new light bulbs I got. As you see, they're virtual duplicates of the original Marx bulb. So I pulled the front crossbar off. Now I was going to put this in a 400, but I've got this 999 shell. So went through my parts. I found this front crossbar, very likely off a Canadian Pacific or a 3000. I'm not sure. But as you notice, there are no holes to mount a front truck. So it's not the right crossbar for a Marx 999. Also has the wrong side rods. But it's going to work, so that's the thing. Anyway, I took two of those new screws from Walmart. These are standard 632 screws, as you see, and heated them red hot, dropped them into motor oil to blacken them. So getting ready to put this new locomotive together, made completely out of junk parts. So we'll drop this in and see how this goes. So get this front crossbar mounted. This seems to have a burr on this hole. Let's see if this will go in. Okay, it does. Whoa, brah. All right, there we go. All right, so blacken the screws. Now this thing's far from perfect. The thing is, it's a running locomotive. And even the shell is far from perfect. It was missing the lens, so I've made one out of epoxy, clear 5-minute epoxy. And to do that, you just put a piece of tape over the inside of the shell, mix some 5-minute epoxy, drop it into the hole, let it cure, take the tape off, and you have a lens. So anyway, we have a locomotive assembled completely out of junk parts. Power is on, and as you see, it runs. So now, let's put this on the rail and take this around and see how well it runs. Trying to get this tripod out of the way. Hold on. All right, tripod is out of the way. So let's take this locomotive to the Marx consist. This is, I think, 10 Marx cars. All right, everything's in line. So a Marx 999 assembled completely out of junk. Whoops, I have derailed. Hold on. All right. So, as you see, a new locomotive up and running and made completely out of junk parts. As I always stress, don't overlook the junk. If you have parts and a way to pull the wheels off and press them back on, you can fix anything you can find on eBay or anywhere else for that matter. But as you see, it's up and running. It doesn't look bad. Is it original? Nope. Is it even correct? No. It has no front truck. It has no rear truck. It has no front lens in the true sense of the word. That's just epoxy that's been poured into that hole. The thing is, it's a running locomotive. And again, you can do this on an absolute shoestring budget. If you don't have the money to spend, or if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on getting into model railroading, you can do things just like this. It's pennies on the dollar of anything else. You can take a bunch of old junk, put it all together, and assemble a running locomotive. Now, this is far from perfect. It runs forward only. It's a mismatched motor in a mismatched shell with mismatched push rods. And a mismatched or non-existent lens. That's just clear epoxy poured into that hole. The thing is, it's up and running, and actually running quite well, as you see. I don't think anyone would object to owning this. Like I said, it's far from perfect. The thing is, it's a running locomotive, and it cost me exactly nothing. Made completely out of junk. Just parts out of the parts box. Now, as you see, it runs quite well. It looks nice, it runs well. It's not complete, it's not original. The thing is, it's a running locomotive. So, don't overlook the junk. It only takes a few minutes. Once you know how these motors work, you can have one of these things up and running in a matter of a few minutes, literally. As long as you have the parts to repair whatever is broken on these motors. The E-unit doesn't work, bypass it. It's a lot easier than disassembling the motor and attempting to repair it. Anyway, I've never been a fan of the E-unit, so when I encounter one that doesn't work, I simply bypass it. So anyway, I just want to do a quick video of taking a bunch of old parts and assembling them into at least one working locomotive. So I just swapped out that front crossbar, used, like I said, I think this is off a Canadian Pacific or 3000, I'm not sure which. But it has no mount for a front truck. So anyway, it fits the 999. It has the incorrect push rods and just a bunch of parts hodgepodge together. The thing is, it is now a running locomotive. It doesn't look bad, and it actually runs really, really well, as you see. So just a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.